Hello and welcome to another Brizzy Races preview where we look at the feature races that we've started last week and had a bit of success, so a lot of people have asked to see it again. This week I've chosen the 1400 metre Tramway in Sydney and the 1600 metre Makybe Diva Stakes in Melbourne at Weight for Age. We'll kick off with the Tramway, which unfortunately is at Warwick Farm, seeing as Randwick's grandstand wasn't ready, which is a real shame, and they're not sure when they'll get that back either. In this, there's a few natural leaders, but just a decent tempo again. I can't see it being run much quicker than just a decent tempo with Gathering, Neeson, Strato, Fortress all push forward. Neeson's got the gate 19, which could be an issue, but he should get across without using too much petrol. He can sit close up third or fourth, and this is his pet trip. It gives him every chance if he gets across, which I expect him to. I think he'll run well. Real keen Secret Admirer, 440 and $1.80. She's open on Tatsbet, and I think that's a super price. I think that's a really nice each way price for her. She'll sit midfield. She ran super first up. Really hit the line well. If Brown can produce her at the right time, I think she's a great each way bet. I'll be with her. She's in for a big spring. Probably Cox Plate bound if she keeps going the way she does. Or she could just pick up every mare's race on the way through, probably. Sincero's got the big weight, 58 kilos, that steps up about 8 kilos from his 7 or 8 kilos from his Stradbroke win. He has got the residual fitness on his side. He's got a good barrier. He'll improve and he will go close. Interested to see where he ends up this spring as well. The Queenslander start me up to Dual Acceptor. If he runs, he can run well, and he also will sit just behind the pace, maybe in front of midfield. Thank God he had a barrier incident last start. He actually still ran really well, but that was something you wouldn't want to happen again, but it's 1 in 1,000. He did hit the line hard last start, and as he does every run, and I think he'll be right in the mix again. Triple Elegance Press Day, all silent, all on face value, look ordinary and hard to have, but Triple Elegance does get back on a dry track, and the form he was in last prep, you probably have to give him another go. All silent. He's got the big weight, but he's a good old horse. Hard to see him troubling them. But Press Day's the one at $22 on Tatsbet that I think I'll be throwing in the quaddie, and I think can run a race. First up, a lot of people might see the form and think he's been beat a bit of a distance, but it was a mad leader bias track, and he was going as good as most of them at the end. He steps up to the 1400, and the $22 interests me, and I think he could be a roughie in the race for you in your multiples and exotic bets. So for those looking for the Tramway numbers, I've gone 14 Secret Admirer, 6 Neeson, 8 Thank God You're Here, 3 Sincero, and throw in 12 Press Day at $22. In the Makybe Diva, it's another race where just a decent tempo. There's a few leaders, but again, nothing should have to push too hard to get forward. At first sight, it led first up. It's got the bad gate. Could go forward again, but yeah, it's a bit of a spinner in the works. Prince Obama and Once for a While are the ones that will definitely push forward, but they've got good gates. There's no need to use too much petrol. I've got a bit of a question mark on Prince Obama at 1600. I'll probably risk him a bit. I know there's a lot of fans out there for him, but he can come out and win, but it'll probably be without me. But he gets a few things here. He doesn't have to go hard, and he gets his chance to run the 1600, so we'll see. Lights of Heaven, $1.70 is not too inviting, but gee, she looks the one. She gets a good run, straight behind the pace, can peel out. She'll be really hard to beat. She's definitely the one they've all got to catch. If there's anything that can beat her, it may be playing God. I've actually got a fair rep on him. He's about $36, I think, on TatsBet and the Cox Plate, and he can really run a race. He ran third in the Guineas behind Shamrocker over this track and trip in the autumn. He was really good first up in the Goodwood Sprint over in Perth. He's a serious horse, and he can play a major role in the spring, and I think he can run really well on Saturday in this. Glass Harmonium is another who's got the residual fitness from the Winter Carnival. Had a really good carnival up here. He ran well first up in the Hollandale Stakes, and he's every chance of doing the same here. He could definitely run a place. My Lucky Day is a superstar, the real X factor for the carnival, and I'm really keen to see what he does here. A lot of people bagged his autumn form. I can understand that to a degree, but he was super first up. That he only got beat a length, or just over a length, in the Chipping Norton. He then stepped up to 2,000 on a wet track, 2,400 the next start in the BMW, and that just didn't suit. And it doesn't suit a lot of horses. You get a few blowouts in the BMW with the horses that are rock hard fit, like Cedarburg was. I think he is the X factor. I think he can run well. I'm not sure if he can win this if he runs, but he's also accepted in Sydney. But yeah, really keen to see how he has come back, because he could blow a few of these big races away over the carnival. Don Carlos is one that I don't actually know a hell of a lot about, but has got a good fresh record and has won over the shorter trips and most of the POMs we see out here. So it's worth watching the market, and I'm pretty sure he's been gelded with and has the blinkers on too. So maybe just watch the market for him if you're looking for some roughies to throw in your first fours. So in the Makybe Stakes, I've gone for 16 Lights of Heaven, 14 Playing God, 8 Glass Harmonium, 4 My Lucky Day. And the other best bets in Melbourne, race 8, number 4, December draw for Kavanagh. It's on the Cups campaign. Has to start winning a few to lift its rating, and I think it'll start. It's about even money around about, and it should be winning, but definitely worth watching as well going towards the future. For all your Brisbane best bets and the preview, quaddie numbers, black bookers, just go to brizzyraces.com.au. Hope everyone has a win, bet responsibly, and yeah, good luck and have a good weekend. Cheers.